Alice.
What?
Did you forget? Orson Wilde, you know, the star of American theatre. And he's visiting and staying with us. You did forget?
No,
그랬었나?
not that. I meant you wanting to stay with Miss Alice.
Yes, that's right. Miss Alice suggested it. She told me you couldn't possibly refuse.
Why don't you stay with Mrs. Hudson?
Oh, but Miss Caitlin has more in common with Miss Alice, and they get along so well.
No.
Guess what, Mrs. Hudson? Mr. Wilde is here to study my father's character for his next play. And he won't be disappointed, will he? Father is so pig-headed.
I can't believe it. The great Sherlock Holmes standing in front of me. I'm sure that our two brains will.
Brains.
스카프 패션 부러지면 보통 자부심인가? 담배 배우의 도구? 아 모르겠어. 이게 미국인인가? 영국 브랜드 담배인데 미국 담배도 아니고. 틀렸다. 그럼 뭐야? 어그로겠지? 다시 한번 해볼까? 아, 개 짜증나네. 하긴 자부심이라고 하기엔 영국 담배 피니까 처음부터 다시 해야 되네. 제길. 근데 저 뭐지? 시계? 아니지? 사진? 그건 왜 빨리 넘기면 안 되지? 또 다시 다 봐야 되네.
Orson Wilde is here, and I'm going to stay with Miss Alice.
What?
Did you forget? Orson Wilde, you know, the star of American theatre.
아직
And he's
멀었어.
visiting and staying with us. You did forget?
No, not that. I meant you wanting to stay with Miss Alice.
Yes, that's right. Miss Alice suggested it. She told me you couldn't possibly refuse.
Why don't you stay with Mrs. Hudson?
Oh, but Miss Caitlin has more in common with Miss Alice, and they get along so well.
Guess what, Mrs. Hudson? Mr. Wilde is here to study my father's character for his next play. And he won't be disappointed, will he? Father is so pig-headed.
I can't believe it. The great Sherlock Holmes standing in front of me. I'm sure that our two brains will.
Brains.
브레인. 다시 하자. 이건 정확할 거야. 스카프. 어그로. 영국 담배. 맞춤형. 뭐야, 아니라고? 자아도취야 그러면?
Mr.
말도 안 돼. 저게 왜 자아도취야? 배우의 도구 하기도 웃겨. 왜일까? 거울? 항상 열고서? 아니지. 사진? 항상 열고 자신의 모습을 보는? 자아도취? 그런 건가?
and I'm going to stay with Miss Alice.
What?
Did you forget? Orson Wilde, you know.
빨리
star
넘기면
of
그것도
American
이거
theatre.
AD 또 안
And
되려나?
he's visiting and staying with
넘기지
us.
말자.
You
아.
did forget?
No, not that.
스킵버그로
I meant you
하네.
wanting to stay with Miss Alice.
Yes, that's right. Miss Alice suggested it. She told me you couldn't possibly refuse.
또 두뇌 소리 듣겠네. 합치고 싶지 않은데.
Why don't you stay with Mrs. Hudson?
Oh, but Miss Caitlin has more in common with Miss Alice, and they get along so well.
Guess what, Mrs. Hudson? Mr. Wilde is here to study my father's character for his next play. And he won't be disappointed, will he? Father is so pig-headed.
그래
I
그래.
can't believe it. The great Sherlock Holmes standing in front of me. I'm sure
너
that
얼굴에
our two
분칠을
brains will.
왜 이렇게 한 거야? 아 옆에 흐릿하게 돼 있는데 저게 정답인 건가? 그럼 미국인 자부심. 근데 아까 저거 하지 않았나? 아닌가? 한번 해보자 이거 맞춰서. 자아도취. 됐네? 진짜 정답이네? 뭐야, 다 보이잖아.
Mr. Wilde, your room.
어그런 줄.
Charming. This is such a fascinating city.
We need to talk.
I'd rather not. You're going to be angry again. Goodbye, Mr. Wilde.
응?
Is it 5 o'clock already? I think I might go and ask Mrs. Hudson for some tea.
얼굴 좀 닦거라. 어제 했던 에피소드 2. 홈즈 씨, 제 이름은 타비사 펄크입니다. 저는 웨스트게이트 교도소에서 죄인들을 돌보는 간호사입니다. 얼비에 씨를 돌보았는데 자신이 죽은 다음에 당신에게 편지를 써달라고 부탁하더군요. 그럼 죽었네? 그는 죽는 순간까지 분노에 가득 차 있었으며 신에게 용서를 비는 것을 거부했습니다. 나를 원망했다. 엠마 그럼 들키지 않게 하던가. 복수를 하고 싶었으면. 이런 말은 안 되지만 어쨌든 수고요. 오스와일드? 그럼 여기 들어가야 돼?
Wilde truly has a perfect disguise kit. Do actors really need all this?
응?
I use the same brushes for makeup. This must be grease paint.
어우,
Face powder of an
어우,
excellent
쉣.
quality.
내가 한 것도 아닌데 기침
I
나겠네.
forgot my hat. Father,
I'm
Father?
just checking.
you've got something on your face. Is it makeup?
It might be. Practicing my disguises. You know me.
당황스러워.
No, don't touch that.
그걸 왜 건드려요?
Ah, Mrs. Hudson, with our tea.
그 여잔가?
Not quite.
아,
We
의뢰인이야?
have a visitor. However, the lady is not so much angry as perplexed.
Good day to you, gentlemen. My name is Mary Sutherland. I have come
선더랜드.
to you, Mr. Holmes, because I would give everything I have to know what has become of Mr. Hosmer.
안경?
Why the haste, Miss
콧등이 저런데?
Mr. Hosmer Angel has disappeared, and my father, Mr. Winterbank, will do nothing. makes me so angry.
부르지? 반지 결혼? 뭐야 급하게 왔나 본데? 근데 왜 안경 급하게 와서 안경 안 쓰고 온 건가? 그러면은 뭐 아예 안 보일 정도로 시력이 나쁜 건 아닌가 보네. 그래요.
Mr. Windybank is your stepfather, surely, since the name is different?
Indeed, I'd call him father, although he is barely older than myself.
And your mother is alive?
Oh, yes. Although I wasn't best pleased when she married again, and so soon after father's death, and to a man so much younger than herself.
그렇군.
What is your connection with Mr. Hosmer Angel?
I met him at the gasfitter's ball. Mr. Windybank did not wish for me and mother to attend. He never did wish us to go anywhere, but this time I was quite set on it. Fortunately, he left for France upon some business, and so didn't have any say in it. And I met Mr. Angel that night. We met again after that and would take walks together. But then father returned, and we could no longer meet.
설마 새 아버지가 그 사람 아니지?
Why was your stepfather
이거
against
어디서
your
본 것
going
같은데?
anywhere?
Well, he didn't like anything of that sort. He used to say that a woman should be happy in her own family circle.
Did Mr. Hosmer Angel make no attempt to see you?
Well, father was going off again in a week, and Hosmer wrote and said that it would be better for us not to see each other until father had gone.
냄새 난다 이거.
After that, he stopped writing.
같은 사람인 것 같아.
Where does Mr. Angel live?
I don't know exactly. I address all of
그지?
his letters to the Leadenhall
봤던
Street
내용
post
같아,
office for
어디서.
collection.
Were you engaged?
Oh yes, Mr. Holmes. Right after the first walk that we took.
첫 데이트에서 바로 약혼했다고?
Do you have your own income?
I do, from an inheritance.
유산?
It was left to me by my Uncle Ned in Auckland.
Then you have all that you could
돈도
wish for,
많나 보다.
naturally.
Well, I live at home and don't wish to be a burden to my family, so they have the use of the money.
Is there anything else that you can tell me about Mr. Angel?
He is a very shy man.
날 따라하는데?
He would rather walk with me in the evening, so as to be discreet. I put a missing persons notice in last Saturday's Chronicle. Here's a copy, and a letter from him.
Haha, a love letter. Yes. I see.
에헤이 얘
As I
매너가 없네.
anticipated, this validates my deductions perfectly.
What deductions, Mr.
Mr. Wilde. Holmes. Tell her. A love letter? Aren't you dying to read it, Holmes?
내 사랑하는 이여, 부디 아무 걱정일랑 하지 말아요. 사랑에 대해서 하나도 모르는 당신의 가족에게 내가 무슨 말을 하겠어요.
This is strange. The love letter is typewritten. Good quality paper, quite smooth. Fairly common ink, nothing special. We had a wonderful time together, didn't we, while your father was in France? I'm waiting for the moment when your stepfather leaves once more. Miss Sutherland only met with Hosmer Angel while the stepfather was absent. Hosmer Angel decided not to leave his signature. Let's study this letter more closely. There are some letters with typographical defects. Miss Sutherland, do you have any other letters from Mr. Angel?
Unfortunately not. But I've brought my father's letter from Paris. Here it is.
The stepfather's letter is also typewritten. I hope that you'll be an obedient girl. Take my advice. Stay at home. Miss Sutherland's stepfather's signature. The stepfather is trying to keep the daughter at home. Quite common paper with a light yellow tint. Fairly common ink, nothing special. Let's study this letter more closely.
비슷한데?
There are some letters with typographical defects. Both letters have typographical defects. They merit further attention.
똑같아. 그치? 맞지?
This letter has a defect. It's the same letter with the same defect in both. One more letter with a defect. Another letter match with the same defects. One more letter with a defect.
다 어딨어, 디귿.
Another letter match with the same defects. So, based on the specific defects, we could say that these letters were composed on the
같은
same.
사람이다. 바로 해? 아 뭐야? 아니야? 가족의 입장으로서는 메리 양이 재산을 쓸 수 있으니 독신으로 사는 것이 이득이다. 독신? 그런가? 아니야. 이거랑 이거랑 안 맞아? 그러면은 이건 맞는데 이제 이게 아닌 거지. 그지? 근데 재산 때문에? 난 여기서 셜록이라면 어떻게 했을까? 진실 말했을 것 같기도 한데. 빨리빨리 처리하려고. 별로 재미없는 사건이니까. 됐어. 패스.
You should try to let Mr. Hosmer Angel vanish from your memory, as he has done from your life.
Then you don't think I'll see him again?
I fear not.
Then what has happened to him?
Your stepfather married your mother for her money, and also enjoyed the use of your income. But with your personal advantages, it was clear that you would not remain single for long, even with him keeping you at home. He disguised himself and reappeared as Mr. Hosmer Angel. He brought you as far as the church door and then conveniently slipped away. To bring you to this conclusion in such a dramatic manner that it would leave a permanent impression upon your mind. You have been cruelly tricked, Miss Sutherland.
그래요.
Oh, Mr. Holmes. No, I can't believe it. But we were engaged. Oh, it's horrible to think about.
네, 이제 가세요.
Thank you for all you've done,
노잼.
Mr. Holmes.
Holmes, you could have been more diplomatic.
응, 알바 아니야.
What is going on?
뭐야, 뭐 던졌는데? 어떤 놈이 남의 집 창문에다가?
Holmes, is everything all right?
Oh my god. It's ticking. It's ticking.
뭐야, 왜 멀어지기가 아니야? 그냥 조사하기야?
I see wires inside. They could be connected to the cover.
아, 뚜껑이 멀어지기? 어휴. 좀 있으면 터지겠는데?
A fancy ticking homemade gift from a secret admirer.
이딴 걸 던져.
2 minutes to defuse it.
뭐 어쩌라고.
Whew. Aha! This solenoid protects the bomb from being easily diffused. If it loses its power supply, it will close contact between the secondary chain wires and the bomb will explode. A source of... There are wires attached...
다 했어.
A package with explosive material.
뭐 끝난 거야?
What happened?
Just a small bomb.
네가 던졌지.
Somebody wants to kill me? What for?
I don't believe that you were the target.
Who then?
Mr. Holmes, are you all right? I saw the bloke. I tried to catch him, but he escaped.
Can you describe the man?
He was thin, about 5'5", with black hair and a hair lip.
Wiggins, tell us everything you saw.
The fellow was watching your place, so I thought maybe he's a client. But then he took something out of his jacket and threw it, smashing your window. I shouted at him and he took off. I grabbed him by the sleeve, but he wriggled out of his jacket and left it. I'm sorry I didn't catch him, Mr. Holmes.
You did very well, Wiggins. Now, let's take a look at that jacket.
Here it is.
Good job, Wiggins. Here's a penny.
Oh, thanks, Mr. Holmes.
잘했어.
Who tried to kill me, Mr. Holmes?
너 아니라니까. 칼. JT?
JT are the owner's initials. Let's see what's inside.
There could be a hidden message that's been written with some lemon juice.
왜 이래 이제?
No, don't touch anything else. There are ink stains on this piece of paper. I could read the text with the help of my analysis table if Wilde hadn't already destroyed it.
모호크족이여 일어나라. 도끼를 들어라. 그린 드래곤. 뭐야?
A poem. But what does it mean?
This isn't a poem. It's a song called Rally Mohawks. That great moment when America rebelled against England's dominance. Then rally, boys, and hasten on to meet our chiefs at
범인이세요?
the
이렇게
Green
잘 알아.
Dragon. And I bet they hoisted a tankard of ale and invented a new nation. Along with deciding if this was the week they got to dump some tea into Yon Harbor.
Why ever did he keep such a song in his pocket?
아니
Thanks to Wilde, my analysis table has been completely destroyed.
니지. 근데 직접 폭탄이야
Who
이거?
tried to kill me, Mr. Holmes?
노래는 어떻게 알아? 여기 있다. 보스턴 노스엔드 유니언가 있는 집회 장소로 사용되고 있다.
Here it is. That's all I can do for now. Let's try and get a few hours of sleep.
How can you sleep when there's someone trying to kill me? How selfish.
근데 경고 같긴 해. 뭔가 좀 어그로 끌려는? 그럼 내 방에 던지지 않았을까? 아닌가? 선언 복장하고 가자.
You're so funny.
My, I see you and Kate are best friends already.
뭐해?
Did you sleep well, Kate?
Very well, thank you, Father.
Is that Wilde? Whatever is he doing now?
He's transforming you into a legend.
Oh, silly man. Kate, what's the matter?
Well, I just came by to tell you that I'm going to the zoo with Alice. We'll be having lunch in town.
The zoo? What on earth for?
Perhaps because it is my birthday today?
I'm so sorry, Kate. With Wilde's visit, Look, here's some spending money. Go and treat yourself to a thing.
All right. I'll go then.
Kate.
You never do anything right.
All right. Come here.
I've had enough of you not caring about me.
I do care. I've just had a difficult night.
Yes, Alice told me about the bomb, but you wouldn't.
Kate, I only want to protect you.
You don't understand anything. I wish Alice would adopt me.
Don't be ridiculous.
I don't know why my parents entrusted me to you. Did they really know you?
Kate, come back. Damn it. Such a waste. This Alice, I have an odd sense about her. It's as if she's playing with Kate's feelings. This would be a good opportunity to investigate Alice's flat.
이런. 어디야?
Better not go outside. The journalists would notice me. Mrs. Hudson is not at home. Force is not an option. I should find another way. A back room.
넘어가자고? 당당히 들어가자 그냥. 이봐요. 남의 딸에게 뭔 짓을 하는 거야? 이걸 왜 지금 두 개? 이거 있었는데? 이걸 왜 지금 설명해?
There's no space for this lockpick.
이거 아니야?
There's no space for this lockpick.
바꿔야 되나? 앞뒤로? 아, 그러네. 향수?
It has no smell.
has a bitter taste.
No smell, bitter taste. It's... Alice prepared a gift for Kate. She remembered her birthday. Well, women are good at that sort of thing. A soothing drug to aid sleep. It appears that Alice sleeps in this armchair, so... Alice has recently used this.
최근에 제 사촌의 셔츠를 맡아주셔서 정말 감사합니다. 정말 멋있게 만들어 주셨어요.
It looks as though Alice has not slept here for a long time.
그럼 저기서만 잔 거야? 씨, 안 불편한가?
A phonograph cylinder.
사랑하는 앨리스에게 내가 이 편지를 읽게 된다면 그것은 곧 내 병마에 쓰러져 이 세상을 떠났다는 뜻이란다.
Alice's childhood was spent with her aunt, until the aunt's death.
내가 새로운 다른 가족에게 보내질 때마다 내가 행복해지길 바랬어. 하녀 취급.
Alice was unhappy with all of her adopted families.
위긴스?
She's spying on me. Sarah de Bouvier is Alice's mother.
뭐야, 보드 소리야?
Strange taste in literature.
드브비에 양에게 임대계약서.
Her full name is Alice Floella Hamilton.
플로렐라 해밀턴.
Alice used her mother's name to lease the flat. Kate probably sleeps here.